We've all gone through experiences that we can look back on and say, damn, if I were more knowledgeable, not so vulnerable, not so dumb, not so blind, things like that. We can say that now. Things would be different, right? We don't regret anything. Everything we've gone through is an experience that is meant to teach us a lesson that moves us toward growth, right? For our soul, okay? So that's why we have something called soul missions. They require soul experiences that lead us to soul expansion, right? It's part of our soul's mission as a spiritual being living a human experience, right? So, for a lot of you guys right now, you may be coming into this space where a lot of truths are coming to you, right? And the key here is forgiveness. The key here is surrender to what is and release. Now, for a lot of people out there, we got to remember too, generational curses that we're breaking, and we want to keep breaking those. We want to change things, right? So think now. You guys can see now how why maybe some of our situations growing up were the way they was, but we're called to be the difference. So how these situations are presenting themselves in our lives the way they did in generations previous. So how can we be the ones to change that? We see here now there's been a lack of empathy and a lack of forgiveness because we as people have not been able to open our hearts to forgive because we haven't been able to open our hearts to heal. Okay, so a lot of us have been through a lot of experiences that have, I'm sorry, some of them are just downright crushing, okay? And we're called to face these head on to heal them, okay? So right now what's happening is some of you guys out there may have children, right? And I don't like to touch on these subjects because I know they're touchy. But some of you guys out there have children, okay? And some of you guys, not everyone's married, right? Not everyone's in a happy relationship. We're living life out here. A lot of you guys have things going on. And some of you guys are coming into some truth and some clarity maybe about your situations with your children and, different people you may have had kids with. A lot of truths coming out. I don't know who I'm talking to. I'm just talking to the world. How can you get over these situations? We got to remember it's about the kids. We got to remember our kids didn't ask to be here. And we got to remember, too, in these times where it's so hard to forgive a person for the betrayals that we feel like they've done to us, you know, and our babies, whatever the situation, that's who we have to remember it's about. Not our ego, not our pride, not our wants and desires, but our children. And so in those instances, parents out there, when things come up and you just can't, you got to forgive these people for your children. You got to forgive these people. Like I had a moment this morning where I was like, damn, I can't forgive as a person, right? But I can forgive a person for my child. You see, I can forgive a person for my child so that I don't have to look at my child through the lens of being resentful for where that child came from. You understand? And that's healing. That breaks a toxic cord. You understand? So for those of you guys who are coming into this knowledge of, you're waking up and, things are different. Your life is changing and evolving and you're growing, right? On a spiritual level, now it's showing itself to you, 333 outside. These are the ways you can get over these, what appear to be blockages, right? It's just you forgiving. Sometimes people do things to us that we can't forgive, but the forgiveness still has to be had. And on any level for us, forgiveness is for us. So if for no other reason other than them babies out there, y'all forgive that person, then you got to know your baby's life will be so much better for it. Because as we now know, energy is very important. Energy is very important. And a kid knows when they feel a way. They may not know why, but they know. So let's give our kids love, regardless of the situation. Let's let our babies be babies as long as possible. Let our babies have their innocence as long as they can maintain it. Okay? Forgiveness is key here. Love is the highest vibration of all. Through whatever darkness you're going through, love will always bring you back to center. Love will always lift you up. I love y'all. Have a good one. 444.